Yours truly, Lee Dixon.
Me, yours truly.
Yours truly, Super Kev Campbell.
So much more.
It's easy to take part.
Just go to www.goonersvcancer.com
and donate directly to the charity.
Pick the raffle prizes you want to enter to win,
and wait for the drawings at the end of the campaign.
Again, that's www.goonersvcancer.com.
We all know that victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
Victory grows out of harmony.
With your help, we'll be victorious against blood cancer once and for all.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you for your support.
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of the Gooners podcast / Gooners versus Cancer. Owen, Jared, thank you for joining up today. And it's very suitable that you're joining us today since you were such a big part of this journey throughout 2021. So good to see you, boys.
Yeah, pleasure to be here for such a special occasion.
Likewise, really been looking forward to it.
Well, that's the most serious thing I've ever heard Owen say with a straight face anyway. But, that video, I love that video, first of all, because it came together with the cooperation of so many incredible people. It reminds me how much support we have from the club, from people close to the club, from folks that are, very, very busy and don't necessarily drop everything to do stuff that they're asked all the time. And they've always been very helpful to me. It also makes me think of what drug I must have been on at the end to sound that sleepy and calm and serious. I mean, I didn't make a weird noise. I didn't ring a bell or anything like that. That just shows you how serious this cause is to me. But
it's actually funny because I was sort of confused as to why you were sending me a message asking me to read in the script. When my dyslexia hit me, I thought leukemia and lymphoma were two Slovakian footballers, two centre mids for Slovakia. So that makes much more sense now.
Yes. Okay. So you're just now learning what this is all about, just by Oh, yes, absolutely. Stephen Feely in the house. I am. I actually left my Gooners versus Cancer T-shirt down in Florida. I would normally wear that when I do a show about the charity. So the next best thing I could think of is the Fees T-shirt, the '89 shirt. So definitely check out Stephen's website, feestees.me. But anyway, that's not what the show is about. The show is about Gooners versus Cancer. It was a massive year for Gooners versus Cancer. Grew not only in donations slightly over the previous year, but really grew in kind of the imprint of the charity, which is all I could possibly hope for. New fundraising total, $21,496 raised for Gooners versus Cancer for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I will go over a little breakdown kind of where it was raised from and how it was raised a little bit later in the show. But that just smashed our total from last year by, I think, $61. I mean, we killed it. But it took place in a number of different ways. I mean, last year's fundraising was purely online because of COVID. I mean, really, when you think about it, from May to October of 2020, we were all just in our homes almost 100% of the time, and so we did that last year. This year, we did an early bird raffle with prizes in May. We did a fundraising in Orlando for the Florida Cup that wasn't, but we still had fun there. Those of us that went down there, we raised some funds, gave away some great prizes. FIFA tournament, as always, the second annual FIFA tournament in August, which this year was not won by my son. So no complaining about what's it called?
Nepotism.
Nepotism, yeah. And then my favorite thing, which was an idea from Owen that we made into reality, which was the 24-hour podathon in August. I didn't know if I would ever want to do that again. I can't wait to do that again. 24 hours, much of which was spent alongside one or both of you, and some of the most amazing guests. And I'll go through the guests later when I kind of do my thank yous. But that was such an eye-opening event. We raised $5,000 in 24 hours and just had a whole lot of fun doing a whole lot of things with a whole lot of people. And so that was the year that was. Then at the very end, something very unexpected which was the gold, which was the prize trophy for the Football Content Awards Best Charitable Campaign. And this was an award that we were first nominated. I mean, we clearly wanted to be nominated. We pushed it out there to be nominated, not for ego or nepotism or anything like that, but for exposure, because the more you, I forgot about the Serbia thing, Jay. The more you get the word out there, obviously, the more eyes it goes on, and that's our goal. And to win that was just an absolute honor. To be at the ceremony where we won it was absolutely amazing. And for anybody that hasn't seen my vlog of the event, this is how you can tell I was not exactly expecting to win this for the charity.
And the winner for Best Charitable Campaign goes to Gooners versus Cancer.
You're on, Mike!
Now, Chris Farley's fat man in a little suit comes to mind right now.
Because nobody prepares that absolute state of a goatee when they're going up to speak publicly in front of all those people.
No, and the first words out of my mouth, if you could have heard them on the speech, were like, if I thought I had any opportunity to actually win this, I would have dressed appropriately. I have my
fairly
t-shirt
formal
on.
event with the T-shirt. I like it. That's our style.
And sneakers, because it was day 2 of like 29 of my trip. You only have one suitcase, and you only have like 23 kilos or 50 pounds of which to fill that suitcase. I wasn't going to put dress shoes and dress shirts and ties and all that in there. So I was definitely dressed down, but what an honor. It was an absolute honor. And again, if you go to our YouTube channel, I gave an interview after the win to really kind of talk about what this was all about. But again, just an absolute honor and a great way to start my trip to England, which was then just kept getting better and better as people like Owen started showing up. But so that's the year that was. We got a lot to pack into the show tonight. We have some people in studio already waiting backstage that we want to bring in. But, we talk about Gooners versus Cancer. What does that mean? How is your money going to help people? And I really wanted to bring on Christina Crane from the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, who has been my contact at the charity and such an amazing support person for me locally here in the States. So Christina, if I can figure this out, here we go. Christina is in her new studio. She moved all of the furniture out so that we would have no distractions whatsoever. But Christina, I just wanted to say in front of everybody that's watching and will be watching, thank you so much for everything that you've done, responding to texts on the weekends and helping with the website and ideas and support. I mean, I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I'm honored to be a part of this, Mike, and thank you for dealing with when I was sitting there texting you going, oh my gosh, I'm going to hand you off to my colleague because I have this meeting that I'm attending or an event that I'm having to go to. So thank you for your understanding as well. And I didn't mind you texting me.
Well, I guess
a report right now. I'm like,
we're both helping each other for a good cause, and again, so I just wanted to make sure that Owen and Jared and everyone else that's been involved on the kind of operational side of things got a chance to meet the person behind the scenes. And really, I'd love to hear more and have our viewers and listeners hear more about what the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society does, where the funds that are donated so generously by them go to, and how they help people. And because so many people that donate, I hear and see and receive stories about why they're donating, what their connection to the charity, to leukemia, to cancer in general is. And so just really wanted to draw a line between donating to something that's fun and gives you an opportunity to win and has to do with your favorite, football team, and actually where that money goes. So if you could speak on behalf of the LLS on that, I'd be really thankful.
Absolutely. And thanks for inviting me to this. And I'm so glad I'm a part of the Gooners family now. So it's
You
nice
absolutely
to
are.
see everyone that I can see, but
And I'm going to add, before you start, I'm going to add one more member of the Gooners family. He's actually the founder of this podcast. And he wasn't expected to be here this early, but I'm going to throw him in now. And that's Andy.
Hello.
Andy came up with the idea for this podcast and therefore gave us the opportunity to build a platform that turned into Gooners versus Cancer. So I didn't want to leave him sitting in the back.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll sit in the back.
Well, okay, then I'll put you back. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So Christina, sorry to interrupt.
no, I love it. Thank you. No, so it's nice to meet everyone and really just be a part of, what we call our third party events, because these are, when I got introduced to Mike, it's just, he's a passionate person who wants to raise funds for this great organization. And, that means a lot to us. So we appreciate everything that you are doing to help us on the path to cure blood cancer. And really, like your video said, which is an impeccable video, and I definitely want to share that with our staff if that's possible. But because that gave me chills.
It'll be $10.
What's that?
That'll be $10.
You got it. I'll donate. I'll donate to your page right now. So, but you know what? Obviously, you guys know it's not Slovakian players. The leukemia and lymphoma is obviously. We are, that's our mission in our title. With LLS, it's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We've been around since 1949, and we're here to cure leukemia, lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease, myeloma, and improve the quality of life for families and patients. So, every day we are striving to find cures. We've been around since 1949. It started off with just a family who had a child that was diagnosed. So. Since then, we've invested nearly $1.3 billion in cutting-edge blood cancer research. So again, funds that are raised, whether it's through retail campaigns or third-party events such as Gooners versus Cancer, is all going towards, 80% of our funds are going towards research. So, we're here to support our patients, give them all the tools that they need, whether from the first day that they get diagnosed all the way through their journey of their diagnosis. And, we're here to celebrate them when they ring the bell. Unfortunately, it's one of the leading causes of cancer for children under 19. So it's unfortunate. We do see a lot of kids that are getting diagnosed with this disease. So with that being said, we have initiated it's called the Children's Initiative Fund. And over the next 5 years, we're investing well over $100 million to support global and collaborative research and treatments for children with blood cancer. Because you have to figure, if I'm diagnosed with a blood cancer and so is a 5-year-old, my treatments that I'm receiving, what my body can take, a 5-year-old's body can't take. So we're partnering with scientists and doctors, and just we're advocates on the Hill just to get more awareness and treatments to our children who are, their little bodies can't take what, an adult body can. So, again, your funds that you're raising during this, this campaign is going towards, our initiatives such as the LLS Children's Initiative. So,
I just saw today, literally an hour before we came on air, I was perusing through Twitter and saw a tweet from somebody, and most of the people whose tweets I see are Arsenal supporters. That's just how my timeline works on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And, it was someone revealing that their 2-year-old had just been diagnosed with leukemia. Yeah. And was literally just in shock and coping live on Twitter about it. And it just breaks my heart. And my personal connection obviously is through my father, and he was in his early 60s, which is too young to be passing away, but saw him battle it. But I cannot imagine the feeling and to deal with, with a child who's dealing with those, and they're so brave. And I'm so glad that the funds are going towards that initiative.
And to echo off of that, I actually, a little personal note, I was at the doctor yesterday getting some blood work done, and this little boy walks in and, bald head. And I had asked after I had met him, but he was 4 turning 5, he says, I loved how he was like, I'm almost a 5-year-old. So, but he was just diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia, and he was getting his blood work done. And it was so cute because I was talking to his mom and I told her who I was and who I work with. And she was just telling me, and she broke down in tears because she did say, we are part of that children's initiative. We are going through some clinical trials because, his body was just so weak to take some of the treatments that are initially out there, for our leukemia patients. So it was just great to see that and hear that. And I'm technically right now, I travel a lot for my job, so I'm in Colorado. So it was nice to see that happening in Colorado. And even though I'm based out of the Mid-Atlantic, like, it's touching so many people around us. And like I said, it is going globally. We were on a call and we had a lot of doctors from Australia, and I forgot the other country, but they're truly on our board to
Serbia.
and figure out like how we can get these treatments like going right now.
Yeah. But I mean, that's excellent. Andy's actually sitting in Denver, just west of Denver right now. So, so yeah, I mean, it's a worldwide thing. I want people to know that because, the LLS is based in the United States, but obviously a cure to blood cancers will help everyone worldwide. And that's, and the research is going towards that, as well as helping people who are currently dealing with it, for whom a cure is hopefully in treatment rather than, in medicine or something, like that. But anything else that you would like to share about?
And I tell people all the time, because I personally don't have a connection with a blood cancer, and I meet so many people every day, such as Mike, that do. And so that's my connection is, I'm here to do this job for Mike, for people who have been affected. Their families have been, they've lost loved ones, or they are survivors, and we're just trying to find new cures and ways to really fight this disease. But I tell people that LLS, even though like we have the blood droplet in our logo, we're more than just blood cancer. I mean, we have revolutionary approaches are being tested in clinical trials for other cancers and diseases, from bone to prostate to rheumatoid arthritis to stomach cancer, melanoma. Like, we're not just focusing just on a small little spectrum of blood cancer. Like, we're going above and beyond that. So
yeah, I mean, I'd imagine there's a lot of connection in certain ways to, to finding cures and stumbling upon things that work to reduce certain cells that might work in other cancers. So, again, just to, we are touched by this so much. I mean, again, I don't mean to speak for Andy, but Andy's very good friend from Milwaukee is the LLS Man of the Year for 2020 for the LLS, and himself just reached remission right within the past couple of months.
I would say end of October, I think, was when he was given the full clear. So
we had Serge on the podcast after the Chelsea game in August, and he, I think, had just he was waiting on a few days later the thumbs up.
Yeah, I think he found out like a week later and texted and followed up saying he was in remission. So
yeah, and Serge is a Chelsea fan. And we had him on right after we got absolutely demolished by Chelsea, but that just goes to show you how cancer has no badge, no loyalty, and that's what I said. In the wake of winning that award, I said, with this recognition and with other things that we hope to be able to do over time, we really want to grow this into football versus cancer as opposed to Gooners versus cancer, because while our influence is greatest amongst Arsenal supporters, this is something that I think we can kind of grow and grow and get contacts at other clubs who might have similar relationships with their club as we do to ours, and really make a massive difference. And so, Christina, as long as you're willing to help us, stay tuned for the next chapter.
Yeah, I'm here for the long run. So I'll
Perfect.
be your right-hand gal.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate that. And anything else before we, because we got the fun stuff. Actually, this is more fun than asking for donations. Is actually handing out prizes.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to that. But anything else that you wanted to share or say before we?
No, and I'm happy to, Mike, if you want to obviously give out my information too, because anyone can get involved with LLS when it comes to volunteering. If any kind of support that they want to give, I'm happy to, because I mean, we have so much. I mean, we have call centers that people just volunteer and just answer calls to, with.
Yeah, if you'll do me a favor and just put your, I have it, but if you'll put your contact information in the private chat, we'll put that up later in the show.
Sure. Yeah.
And people can get in touch with you if they need to. And of course, you can always get in touch with any of us at the Gooners Pod, and we can connect you to Christina as well, or to the appropriate local person. So thank you so much, Christina, for everything.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And I'm just going to put you backstage, and you can listen in and watch people win.
Thanks, guys.
So,
Thanks for all that you're doing.
Yeah, thank you, Christina. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
All right. I'm sorry I didn't let you thank her directly, Andy. That's I'm just so our timing is off.
It's like we haven't done this together like for a while.
So. Yeah, I know. I mean, you get 4 out of the 5 of us here is
who is this guy?
I blame hers for all that goes wrong in this show.
That's how you thought hers got a haircut and went for a run.
Did you? I mean, do you have a neck, or is it just the way that the camera is?
That's just the way the camera is. I have man flu right now, so R.I.P. me.
What is man flu?
It's the flu, but even worse because it's
happening to you.
Yeah.
So that's not man flu. That's something else that I'm not going to use the word on the on such an important show. So all right, so let's get started. We're gonna draw some prizes. If you were with us on the 24-hour podcast, the best and most equitable way I have to draw prizes is through a randomizer and to show it live. And so it's a little unwieldy when I share the screen and all that, but bear with me because I am, like I've said before, my middle name is Integrity. My mother doesn't realize that I changed it, but from Simon to Integrity. But I want people to see who was winning so that there's no question about the legitimacy of this raffle. So we have 11 items, and we're going to go a little out of order because we have some people who donated and played big parts in getting these prizes backstage with us, and I want to make sure to get them on. So first joining us from Arsenal Football Club, although I don't think he's sitting there right now because it's 10:30 at night, and he's been kind enough to come on with us. Mark Brindle, welcome back to the podcast. I think there you are. Good to see you. How you been?
Good to see you as well. Yeah, I'm fine. Just heard that the under 21s beat Ipswich on penalties. So
I heard. Was that the in the Papa John's trophy?
Yeah.
So Arsenal threw on penalties, and Sutton United threw yesterday on penalties. So I'm still going for a final between the Arsenal U21s and Sutton, but a man can hope.
Yeah.
But it's great to see you again. Mark, for those of you who don't know, is the best ever supporters liaison officer for any football club. Happens to be Arsenal. He's a lifelong Arsenal fan. We've talked about his story on our podcast many times before. We've enjoyed most recently about a month or two ago some beers together while we were in London. Saw you a few times. You weren't always expecting to see me every time you saw me, but I just pop up. I pop up everywhere I go.
I think you're the one of those people that turn up at the opening of an envelope, wouldn't you?
Exactly, I do. But
anything to do with Arsenal when you're there.
First time I'm not invited to those either.
No.
First time I saw Mark, it was planned. Then I show up with Daniel Bailey, the blind Gooner, to help him get to the board. What was it? The advisory meeting.
The advisory board, yeah.
And Mark sees me as he's opening the elevator. He's like, "What are you doing?" and then I believe at the game, at one of the games the last couple of weeks as well. So anyway, it was great to see you, Mark. On behalf of Arsenal, helped in obtaining some of the items, but not on behalf of Arsenal through his own generosity. donated a prize, which I think is absolutely amazing. I'm not sure it really came through exactly how rare and unique this is. And so I'm going to, for when I'm handling it, because Mark sent it to me, I'm going to put on these special white gloves that, Amazon delivered this morning. And clearly they say that they fit almost every hand, but I think we now know that that's not the case.
I'm slightly worried why Mike could have white gloves.
Yes. Well, I have 5 more pair. But I have white gloves because I don't want fingerprints to get on this. This is an Arsenal doubles winner, hardback doubles winner, double winners from 1970 to 71. This is a book that has pictures and stories from all throughout the magical double season of 1970-71. And Mark, tell us why this is so rare.
Well, it was a limited edition print, and we printed 71 of them. We distributed to the players for the squad, which quite remarkably I think was only 16 players and played in all those games that season. It's not like today's squads of 30 players and things. But so they went to them, and unfortunately a few had passed away, and sadly Ray passed away yesterday, so it's quite topical at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to mention the loss of Ray.
And so we part their families. The referee of the match got one, the coaching staff. So that didn't come to 71. So somebody said to me, "Oh, Mark, you might know a few people that would like a copy." And I just thought it would be a fairly unique present for you to use. As I say, there's only 71 of them, and I suppose in general consumption there's probably 10.
Well,
I would say so.
It is something special, and I know I got some comments from a lot of people who put their raffle tickets on this, who truly understood how special it was. This is the picture on the back. By my index finger is Ray Kennedy, who unfortunately we lost just yesterday. This is Charlie George looking very unhappy about something. I don't know why.
His horse hadn't come in.
This is Charlie George. I'm sorry. This is Charlie George looking very happy about something. And again, this is number 52 of 71 that exists out there, and it's in the exact shape in which it was sent. So we're going to draw for a winner of that right now. So bear with me. I still have take my gloves off here and share the screen with the drawing mechanism. Okay. Are you all able to see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here is the draw. The winner of the doubles winner 1971 book is David Lieberman. David Lieberman, I believe, lives in California, but congratulations, David. You have won the double winners book. I know we had Lori Laker in the chat who was hoping he would be selected. Lori, I love you as much as I would love for you to have it. Again, integrity. Michael Integrity Feinberg. So David Lieberman.
Mike, just one thing. Yeah. We're hoping to host a dinner for the 71 team at the end of the season. Obviously, we couldn't do it last year because of COVID. So if he wants me to try and get that signed by the players, totally up to him. He might want it in mint condition, obviously. But, I'll be quite happy if he does want me to get signed. If you get it back to me at some stage, we've got about 5 months. So it's not a manic rush, but I will get it signed on the day.
Okay, I will certainly let him know that. That's an outstanding offer. If I were him, I would certainly want that to be the case.
That's amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, to have the remaining members of that team sign that, or as many of them as possible, just makes it so much more valuable after the fact. So absolutely, thank you so much, Mark.
No problem at all.
since the last time we had you on, the team's been doing much better. And while we won't spend much time talking on that, I just want to find out kind of how are things. I mean, I've talked to Peter, had a great night out after the Wenger Dean show with Peter and Paul Burrell. That was an experience.
Yeah.
That lasted until 5 a.m. and is an experience I will talk about in a separate podcast, because that was one of the more unexpected things. But
I bet Peter's got some stories, hasn't he?
Oh my goodness, Peter's got some stories, and Paul was a trip.
Yeah. Sorry, Paul. Yeah, I'm thinking Paul. Yeah.
No, Paul had stories.
Yeah.
He invited me on his radio DJ show. I mean, it was a crazy night. But my point is the mood was good. So things pretty positive around Highbury House right now.
Yeah, I think there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel, and they know they've still got a few hurdles to overcome. I think obviously tomorrow night is going to be a big night, and Monday as well. So 2 really tough away games. If we can come away from there with a few points, I think there's potential, because if you look at it, the top 3 sides are on another level. And I think that was proved when you look at the Champions League results the other night. Chelsea beating Juventus 4-0. So no real surprise that all 3 of those teams have hammered us this year. But I came away from Anfield having been thoroughly depressed for the last few years going up there. I wasn't so depressed this time, I don't think. 40 minutes, I thought we were in the game. And just a bit of inexperience. So when we went 2-0 down, and a little collapse after that, but we bounced straight back against Newcastle, got the job done, I think we're in a good place at the minute, and the atmosphere is really good amongst the players, and definite signs of progress. Talk of January, maybe we can bring some more players in, or a player. So we wait and see, don't we? But I think potentially we've got a strong chance of getting that 4th place, which at the start of the season I would never have said. But looking at the other sides around us, there's no one that we should be really worried about.
Yeah.
Not
if we play to what we're capable of playing, and if I'm needed back over there in the second half of the season.
Yeah. Me and you as centre backs, yeah.
Well, no, just in the stands as because I I don't lose games when I come over. So if needed, if called upon, I will come. I just want you to know that on behalf of the club. So,
okay.
Mark, thank you so much, not just for this, for everything that you've done over the years that you and I have known each other and worked together on the charity, and on behalf of, because we don't have any Laurie's in the chat, but on behalf of Arsenal America, I'm sure I can speak on Laurie's behalf by saying we just can't express how much of an important partner you are to our supporters club and to Arsenal fans here in America. So thanks again, Mark. And
thanks, guys. You have a great evening, or what was it, afternoon out there, isn't it?
5:30 for me,
5:30,
3:30 for Andy. I mean, we're all spread over the place, but yeah, I appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for taking your time.
Yeah, cheers, lads.
All right,
thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, that gift just became a lot more valuable, and just a word of note to people who are thinking about donating in the future. That's the kind of things that happens in the Gooners pod. You just and Gooners versus Cancer. You just never know what something's going to turn into, because frankly, our club's legends, our club's, the people surrounding the club, they're just very well connected and know and are always willing to do something to help. So, so that's great. We really appreciate that, Mark. So, next we're gonna be joined by Vivek Malik, who is based out of the Silicon Valley Gooners near San Jose. Is that right, Vivek?
That is correct. Yep.
Great. Well, Vivek, you've joined us in the past for open mic shows. You've been very, very generous, both with donations and with wanting to help on the Gooners versus Cancer charity. And this year you donated a very unique item, which I was very excited to offer to people, and it got a lot of late attention in the in the raffle. So I'm going to put up a picture of it, but tell us a little bit about kind of what a disc plate is and how you became aware of it.
Oh yeah, there's an interesting story behind it. So I was visiting a friend of mine here in Redwood City, California, and he had a really amazing metal-based poster on his wall of his city. So displayed, they started coming with their metal posters, but the entire city's roads and everything carved out on it. And it was really, really cool. And he had like 4 of this. And then I saw the same thing on a video call of my colleague. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Now I want to see where I can get mine. So I tried getting one for Bay Area and one for Boston and one from New Delhi, where I'm originally from. Sadly, everything was sold out. A couple of months ago, then when I saw Arsenal lined up a deal with Displayed to be an official partner for these metal-based posters, I'm like, this is something that I need for myself. So I have one, and I was like, yeah, this is something cool for any other Gooner who would want to have this in their collection as a wall art or anything. They would want to put it up.
Well, it looks fantastic, and you know, again, I didn't get a real close up of this, but it's this is an arrangement that I made of 9 of the disc plates. I'm sorry, 8 of the disc plates. So this isn't what the actual disc plate looks like.
It's one of these.
Each one of those 8 crests, dating back all the way to the late 1800s, are available and come framed, and it's the large size, so it's a significant value. It's a significant donation of the prize itself, and so you'll get to pick which one you want and have it shipped directly to you from Display, thanks to Vivek. So again, Vivek, thank you so much for donating that, and
absolutely, my pleasure.
We'll pick the winner of that right now while we have you on. There were 32 people who placed anywhere from 1 to many more than 1 raffle ticket on there. And so let me just share the screen again. All right. So for the drawing for the disc plate, we have a winner, and his or her name is Kelly Beck.
Congratulations.
Kelly Beck. Kelly Beck is a podcaster and a good one at that. So he's someone that we know. Very excited for him that he has won the disc plate. Donated $35 very generously to the charity and comes away with a prize worth much more than that. So again, I mean, it gives you the opportunity not just to donate, but also to to win something and do good all around. So congratulations to Kelly for winning the disc plate. I will be in touch with you about how to get that out to you. Vivek, tell us anything else that you'd like to tell us about disc plates, about Arsenal. I mean, we'll try to keep it to a minute or so, but how are you feeling these days?
Pretty good. I got married this year, so that's something new. So still getting used to the life with a spouse. I got a bell.
How does yeah, I mean,
Congratulations.
Getting married to a spouse is not a British thing to do, but I rang the bell anyway. So how does she enjoy waking up at 4:30 for the Newcastle game on the weekend?
Not at all. I have to go down to my living room or to a different room, which is like in this room, come back, and then she does not appreciate.
In my house, we call it the divorce room.
It's the same thing. You see, this is my office, and there's a bed behind it. It's kind of a guest bed. So the days when I have to wake up at 4:30 a.m., it's like I'll probably just use this. And I have a Fire TV stick hooked onto my monitor and everything. So if I don't want to go down in my living room and watch the game over there, so this is my crashing.
Once you've been married as long as Andy has, you learn that for the 5:30 games for him, the way to handle that is you watch him at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah,
instead
you
of
just
A.
don't wake. You just don't wake up.
So that was a precondition when I took my vow. I was like, I'm not missing a match, regardless.
You know, when I first got married or first started dating Chris, like she knew like that 2 hours of life, right? It was like if the Cowboys or Arsenal were playing, I got that time to just do my thing. Then once you have a kid, that's thrown out the window.
Well, the kid or the football?
All the above.
All of the above.
The last game, last Arsenal Newcastle game Andy saw was the 4-4. What was that?
The Abu Dhabi's red card. I think that was the reason.
Check Tiote, rest in peace. But that was a heck of a strike, and that was like what, 9 years ago. So
that was a long time ago.
All right. Well, Vivek, thank you for everything, man. You're a great guy. I look forward to meeting you at some point. If
come to California.
I have family in San Jose, so we'll make it happen. So
and then we'll get Mikey Hurst trashed as well.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we got to get him out of the house. I mean, speaking of having kids, Mikey Hurst has some kids. I don't want to say he has 57 kids now, but I'm not going to not say that either. So if he were here to defend himself, I probably wouldn't have said that in the first place. But anyway, Vivek, thank you. I appreciate it, mate.
Thanks, guys.
And hope to have you on board in some capacity next year.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right. I hate that it says kick guest from studio. And I'm like, can I just gently can I just nudge him out of the studio? He's so nice. I don't want to kick him.
No, kick him out.
Man, those disc plates are absolutely class, by the way. They're really good. My brother has them littered around the place. And as well as that, for people like Jared, who obviously can't use a drill or put shelves up or hang pictures in a level way, they're very easy to stick to your wall.
I thought we were going to hear another of your famous construction analogies.
No, it's not that. It's just that Jared's picture frames behind him are pretty crooked.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, Jared, I think this was before your time, but Owen was bragging how he could build a house by himself once. And it was just like, no, you can't.
It's before your time. This was back in 1976.
I'll take the thunder on him being successful at building a house from the ground up.
He couldn't even get 2 cows off of his front yard.
He couldn't even keep the chair. He couldn't even keep the chairs from breaking in my flat in London. Some construction person. Yeah. I should have asked you to fix them if you're so handy around the house. Then I would have
did you get your security deposit back for that or no?
There was no security deposit.
25 fucking scaffolders couldn't have saved that chair. Apologies.
This is the one show that we try not to curse on. So
sorry, Christina. He's Irish. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah. That actually means something different over there. Okay, so let's get this back on the rails. Okay, so the next prize we have is one that was donated to us by a friend of mine who I finally got to meet the other day, and I'm big timing now. But Charles Watts contacted us early on in the session and asked if he could donate something that he had that is a bit unique, and so I certainly am open to that all the time. And so we're going to be looking and drawing now for the winner of a 2021-22 away kit signed by Charlie George. This is a kit of a particular size. I forget what size it is, but that was, I think it's a medium, and that was obviously mentioned in the raffle description. So everyone that bid on it either will fit into it, knows somebody that will fit into it, or has no intention of fitting into it. Which one of the people who bid on the prize certainly fits into the category of Big Steve. But although I would pay money to see him put that on. So let's pick the winner for that one now. Charles is obviously not with us tonight, but let's see. That is item I. There's no smooth way of doing this without like having to go through all these screens. So prize I, we will draw the winner for. There were a total of 16 entries for this one. And the winner is Tom Sable. Tom Sable from Tampa, Florida, who runs the Gulf Coast Gooners. He was very instrumental actually in raising a lot of funds, much of which came from himself. So I'm thrilled to see him win the Charlie George signed shirt. Congratulations.
I believe he's in the chat. There we go.
Oh, is Tom in the chat?
Tom's in the chat.
All right, Tom. If you're in the chat, go to GoonerOpenMic.com. GoonerOpenMic.com will take you backstage, and love to have a winner come in the pod. You don't have to if you don't want to, and if you're not at a computer where you have microphone and camera. But if you'd like to join us, please do at GoonerOpenMic.com.
I'm impressed that you remember who all these people are, Mike.
That is the magic of Magic Mike, is that you don't remember who I am.
I was about to say, I forget who you guys are, and we've been doing this for a couple of years now.
That's how you get involved in stuff. You remember names. I've kissed so many babies, not since COVID, and I should really edit that out. but it's shaking hands and me. No, so yeah, Tom's a great guy, and I'm moving down into his general area, and I'm sure he's dreading the day that I come up to Tampa and lay a big bear hug on him. But yeah, Tom, if you feel like it, join us. But congratulations on winning the autographed shirt. So those are the first three prize draws. I apologize. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought, but it's good. I want to make sure to take a little bit of time and announce a first while we have people here. And yes, Mark, I do remember beers with you in the Tolly twice, not just once, but twice. So before we move on, we've generally operated from June until October. And this summer we obtained a piece of memorabilia, and here I go with the white gloves again. That blows away anything I've ever seen from the Arsenal shop, from any collectors of memorabilia or otherwise. And it was created specifically for Gooners versus Cancer. So it doesn't exist anywhere else. It isn't something that we purchased, something basically we had made. So if you're a fan of the league-winning 1989 Arsenal squad, the famed story, we've seen it documented in Fever Pitch, the Amy Lawrence and Lee Dixon film, the 89, the film. Then you're familiar with the famous Brian Moore call from the final seconds of the games, which also happens to be on the shirt that I'm wearing from Steve Feely, although the words are too small. But this is the shirt. And this shirt was personally sent to me by Alan Smith, who collaborated with his teammates to make it. But it is a 1989 replica Arsenal shirt from the Arsenal store that has all four signatures from John Lukic to Lee Dixon to Alan Smith to Mickey Thomas. And not only their signatures, but the exact words from Brian Moore from his call of that game that correspond to when they had the ball. So here's a close-up of it. And I mean, this just amazes me that they were willing to do this and that it actually came together. But, John Lukic writes, Arsenal come streaming forward in what surely must be their last attack. Lee Dixon, a good ball by Dixon finding Smith. Alan Smith wrote for Thomas, charging through the midfield, Thomas. And then Michael Thomas. This is, if you know Michael Thomas, you know that this is not like him to do this. It's up for grabs now. Thomas right at the end, and signed by Michael Thomas. So again, this means a tremendous amount to me that they did this. I can only thank Alan Smith, who essentially said, "Send me the shirts and what you want everyone to write, and leave it with me." And he really meant leave it with him, because about 3 months later, a package showed up and I was just blown away. So this isn't something that we wanted to just add to an existing raffle. We want this to garner the funds for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society that it should. And we've kind of settled on a way of doing this rather than just do an auction where one person ends up spending a tremendous amount of money on it. I think we can actually do better for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society by doing yet another individual raffle. So we're going to have 500 entries available, a hard cap of 500, no more, no less. Each entry costs $25. You can enter as many times as you'd like. So if you want to increase your chances to win, you certainly can. Of course, just as with everything else, your donation goes directly to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And the earlier you donate it, the quicker it goes to work for people in the ways that Christina described. So once we have 500 entries at $25 each, we'll have raised $12,500 from one item, one incredible item for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and we will pick a winner at that point. Right now, you can go to goonersvcancer.com. The new website is up. We created it earlier today. And, again, just donate $25 for every entry that you like and get in on this raffle before it ends. So, please do consider doing that. I know that it's coming at the end of a series of time where you guys have all donated towards other things. But again, we want to just keep the fun going, keep the prizes going. We never just want to ask you for a donation without giving you the opportunity to get something back.
I want to jump in there because I think arguably, and correct me if I'm wrong, that may be the best piece of Arsenal memorabilia ever. I struggle to think of something that means more to the club as that Anfield '89 win, something more memorable in the fan base, and to have all those guys not only to jot their signatures down on the jersey, but to give that classy touch of doing the commentary out as well is absolutely, as someone mentioned in the chat, just one of a kind, something you're never going to get the chance to get again.
I mean, I've asked them not to make any more to do it for anybody else. While they're all still alive, and God may that last for a long, long time, it's certainly possible they could do it for somebody else, but I don't think Alan, Alan understands how much this means to me. So I don't know that they would do that, but there are a lot of events and things that mean a lot of things to a lot of people. And obviously some of the older events, I mean, we see Ray Kennedy passing away yesterday. Some things mean a lot to people that literally can never be done again because they're from an Arsenal legend of the past. Something personally written by David Rocastle would be incredible for me, but like to everyone, there's a value, and there's things that are priceless to me. I tried to think of the most unique, priceless, one of a kind thing that could exist. And this was what I thought of. Never in my wildest dreams did I actually think I could get it made. So, again, thank you to the players and specifically to Alan Smith for coordinating this for me. And I think you can see why I think this isn't something I just want to give away, for a $5,000 donation, or as great as that is, we're doing this for a great cause. So anyway, that's the raffle. Go to Gooners V Cancer. I have it now redirecting to the new raffle page and get in on it. And I'm sure you'll be seeing me pop up on various podcasts and social media and other areas trying to get the word out over this, because, again, if people don't find out about it, they won't know about the charity. They won't know about the shirt and all of that. So, you click on the donation link on the right, and for every $25 you donate, you get an entry. You could donate. If you donate $200, I'll put you down for 8 entries, and you'll be in the randomizer with 8 entries rather than just one. Thanks for letting me talk about that. So what do we have next? We have 4 more prizes. The next one is going to be John. If you're in the chat, when you come back and get back on camera. Okay, there you are. Now I'm glad Christina is still backstage, because this is kind of a cool story as well. If you watched the 24-hour podcast that we did, John Smythe, I'm pronouncing it right now, right, John?
You are. Thank you.
And are you happy? Are you happy that I brought you on while you wwere eating, which I didn't realize until just now?
Yeah, sorry, I've just got back from football training, so that's my post-match meal of Doritos, and I've got a can of beer here as well.
No, that's my That's my pre-training meal.
Oh,
which explains a lot. But John, someone I met just briefly because we told the story before. On my way down to Tampa for the Florida Cup, I made a stop for gas, I think, and looked at my phone, because I would never do that while I was actually driving the car, and saw a tweet from John, which many of you may remember or have seen, that talked about a friend of his sons named Max, who is also the name of his son, whose mom had been lost to cancer very recently. And John reached out, tagged on Twitter just about every person related to Arsenal Fan TV, media, players, but that's what you do to get the word out there, and got an amazing response, including from me and from Kevin Campbell, who I asked to send a message to, because imagine losing your mom at that age, and not having the consolation of people saying, you know what, we're in your corner. And so John took it upon himself to make that happen, and tell us what happened as far as kind of the post over the following few weeks and what came in.
Is that for me? Is it?
Yeah. Well, no, because I said the post as opposed to the mail.
Oh. Well, you want me to explain what we got?
I mean, just people started sending things to Max left and
right.
Oh
yeah, we. I mean, I don't know if you actually saw it. The final kind of cherry on the cake was we got a message from Aaron Ramsdale in the end, a video message, which was really, really nice. But yeah, I mean, people were sending stuff from all over the world. Rare memorabilia. I think Max had every new kit in the Arsenal shop, brand new boots. I mean, some guy sent him a pair of Nike boots that are worth £240, but not only did he just send him these boots, he had them all customized with his, his initials and shirt number and stuff on, and he had all kinds of brilliant stuff. He obviously got some free tickets courtesy of a season ticket holder to go down to the Chelsea versus Arsenal match, which unfortunately we lost, but that's another story. Yeah, Tony Adams sent him a load of stuff because I contacted Tony Adams and he sent him a load of signed stuff. Everything, yeah. You see, obviously yourself sent a lovely video, and so did Kevin Campbell. He actually got a letter from Mikel Arteta, a signed photo from the club, with all the team. He got loads of. He's absolutely spoiled. And then not only that, I mean, a lot of the Arsenal fan base started asking me if they could send like financial donations, and I was a little bit cagey about it because I didn't want people to think that it was all about a money making exercise. So I did set up a Just Giving page, they call it over here, where you can donate online, and I just very conservatively thought £500, and then Arsenal fans donated about £1,000, and that went towards, because he's got two sisters as well who also lost their mum to cancer. And I think that was shared equally between them, because Max himself has probably had a couple of grand's worth of stuff, Arsenal related. It was constantly coming in. And most of it was delivered to me, and he's had loads of stuff.
Well, it's just again, it's another example of the Arsenal family, the Gooner family, that just comes together in times of difficulty for somebody, and really just disproves the theory that Arsenal fans are fickle and argumentative and entitled and bratty, and basically everything that you see on Twitter for the most part with Arsenal fans is not the true family of supporters that we know and love. And you see that when it comes to raising funds for charity, when it comes to rallying around someone who's experienced loss of any kind, and so that brought us together, and we ended up having a great couple of half times together while I was over in October.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you almost gave me COVID, but it turned out you didn't have it. So that was.
I know, I didn't have it. I'm wondering where this new variant's come from, though, Mike. It seems to have suspiciously appeared since you've now gone
appeared
back.
Since I left. Yeah, well,
Was that your parting gift? Was it?
Let's not. Yeah, my parting gift. I would have left it in that Airbnb if I could have. But no, I did not. So you have graciously donated an item to this cause. Was this an item that was sent to Max and just doesn't fit?
Yeah. So Max is 11 years old, but he takes a large men's shirt. And at the time when people wanted to start sending stuff, we guessed initially at what size he was. We thought he's got to fit a small men's, and somebody very kindly sent a fully, a home shirt with Tierney 3 on the back with all the Premier League badges straight from the club shop, only to find that he couldn't squeeze in it. And it was then offered to my son, who's also called Max, who's a big fan of Owen, by the way. He thinks Owen's brilliant. He's his favourite.
So he met me and Owen, and he came away as a fan of Owen.
Yeah, I know, yeah. He's listening in. He's just been playing football with me now, so he's listening in the corner. But yeah, but it was donated to my Max as a thank you from the family, and it's too big for my Max, so we're looking for somebody kind of in between. And I thought I'd give it to you guys to do whatever you want with it and raffle it off for obviously a good cause, because it was obviously always intended for somebody that's suffered. Yeah.
I can guarantee it's not going to fit me or Mike. So whilst the thought was very kind, John. Oh, it's for the raffle.
Yeah.
You mean? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, it's not for you.
No,
we don't like you that much.
Not everything revolves around you.
He wanted to send you a shirt.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. It made his son laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was we're raffling off, Owen. It's not. I know it's Christmas, mate, but I'm not sending you no.
Just joking.
It's not Christmas, but you know what it is. It's Hanukkah.
Third day of Hanukkah, Mike. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, Mike.
It's not the first day of Hanukkah, but thank you.
I said the third.
Oh, okay. It might. Yeah, I don't know actually what day of Hanukkah is. I'm an awful Jew. Okay, so
you don't know what day of Hanukkah it is. Your son's decorating a Christmas tree.
My son's at work right now, bringing home the bacon.
Steph leaves the house for 2 weeks, and it just all goes downhill.
It does. Yeah, there's no menorah, there's no Hanukkah, there's no anything. So, all right. So I'm flailing right now to try to get the right draw up here. This is prize H, I believe, or should I say H? Please be prize H. No, that's Mike Herz's prize. What the hell damn prize is this?
You think we would have developed a smoother transitional phase between talking and the raffle stage by this?
Does anyone have that Benny Hill music queued up while he's doing this?
Yeah, why don't we just get this? Get a.
Let me see if I've got anything that'll work.
Why don't we get? Now we're gonna get a copyright strike of some sort. All right. So here we go. The drawing for the Kieran Tierney brand new kit is upon us, and the winner Dylan Petulski. Dylan Petulski. I'll have to find out where Dylan lives, so we will determine whether you are shipping to the U.S. or Europe. But
yeah, no problem.
Are there a ton of people named Dylan that live in the British Isles or thereabout? I'm guessing he's American.
I don't know. It doesn't make any difference. I'll send it where it needs to go. Yeah, you got my word on that.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations to Dylan, and thank you very, very much to you, John.
No problem.
And any chance of you making it over to the States anytime soon?
Probably not. No. I did just want to tell you though.
No, I wasn't asking because I wanted to see you. I was just making sure that I was safe.
Well, if you're willing to pay, Mike, I'll come.
If I need personal security,
or maybe maybe Arsenal fans around the world can have a whip round for me to go and stay with Mike for a bit. Because aren't you building a new house or something?
Yeah, it'll be ready in like 12 years. So maybe I'll have you over then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, John, I appreciate it, man. What tell us because this is by far not the only thing that you get involved in from a charitable standpoint, nor was Max's situation. I mean, you are constantly doing good deeds for people who
well, I am. Yeah, I've actually just. I'll tell you the reason I've been playing football tonight is because I've started up a new charity football team out of my local grassroots club called Harrowby United FC. And we're called Dickens Road Diamonds. We're all a bunch of old gits over the age of 30, between the ages of 30 and 50. And next Friday, we've got our first charity match to raise money for our local food bank. Because here in Grantham, where I live, they've identified about 100 families who are really going to struggle this Christmas. I mean, I'm not talking not getting presents. I mean, I'm talking not bloody eating properly. So I was quite determined to do something about that. So we got our first charity match next Friday night. 7 o'clock in the evening, but I've also got another 2 matches arranged for the new year, and the third one is actually going to be for a cancer charity. I don't know if you remember the story of Bradley Lowry, who was quite well supported by Jermaine Defoe when he played for Sunderland.
Sunderland, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and obviously he was a young lad. I think he was about 6 in the end. He obviously cancer got the better of him, and unfortunately he died. But there was a foundation set up in his name by his parents called the Bradley Lowry Foundation, which is a registered charity over here. And I put a feeler out on Twitter the other day to say, is there any cancer-specific charities that would fancy coming up to? Because we get the run of the mill at Harrowby now, because we're associated with them. They let us play on their first team pitch, which is all floodlit. It's really nice. And I got contacted by a team that represent the Bradley Lowry Foundation. I think they're called BLFC or something. And they're predominantly a load of West Ham fans, actually, but about the same age as us. So we're going to be playing them in March. And yeah, we're getting inundated with offers for charity matches. It could be a full-time occupation.
Do you guys all ever travel over to Newry?
well, you know what? All our games seem to be at home at the moment, and we are waiting for some away fixtures. I mean, I'd like to go on tour.
Away across the water, come on. We'll put a team together.
My wife isn't too keen on me going on tour, but I think it could be good. But the problem is, I'm absolutely aching like anything now. My head says I'm in my head. You know, I'm still 20 years old, but my body tells me I'm definitely 40.
Me too.
Is there anywhere, John?
35.
It looks 65. John, is there anywhere that people can go to donate to them causes? Have you any links that you can throw into the chat or anything if anyone wants?
I've got to say, there's a Givey page set up. I've actually set up my own little website for my team. My team's called Dickens Road Diamonds. If people want to go to dickensroad.com, that's our website. You can follow all the links off of there. But we're on Facebook and Twitter. The first charity match we've got is the Givey page is the Christmas Cup. That's what we've called it. I've bought a bloody Santa costume today, and it would seem that I am going to be at some point dressing up as Santa and running around.
Have I spelled that right?
Dickens, yeah, you have spot on that, yeah, because Harrowby United play at Dickens Road, and so we just thought we'd call ourselves Dickens Road Diamonds. Well, I came up with it all and designed all the logo, but it's been great because my previous charity team, we used to struggle to get, nobody would sponsor us, and I think it was because we were police affiliated. Now I've kind of cut the ties of the police. People have been rolling over to sponsor us. I mean, I've had people, one of our players donated 250 quid. We've got a brand new Adidas kit coming, which should get them. Well, I've done some designs around it, but we should be picking that up tomorrow. We got training shirts, loads of good stuff. We're going to look the part anyway. We might play great shit, but we're going to
just be crap.
It is, but yeah. The what did the guy once say? It's better to look good than to play good.
Yeah, so, and I was very kind of specific with the kit. Now we've gone for black shirts because black is slimming, but then they say that white can make you look bigger. So we got white arms. Black, so the body's going to look thin, but the arms are going to look big. That's what I've gone for. And we've got white shorts as well, because you know we could all do with a bit of help down there.
I would look like an inverted double stuffed Oreo, I think, in that kit.
No, the reason we went for black and white, as well as it's easier to keep clean, to be fair, black, and it does make you look slim. Is Harrowby United, when they were first formed in 1949, originally started in black and white. So we decided to go with their original kind of. It's got a bit of a retro theme because we're all old and stuff. You know, I'm still playing in old. I'm still playing in Puma Kings. I don't go for any of these fashion full of football boots. I like the old black leather.
It brings back memories of when Tottenham last won the league as well.
What, in 1949?
Yeah, well, no, since it's black and white.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. Well, John, we're going to move on. We got some more prizes to draw. I know some people in the chat really want to get to some of the other prizes.
Yeah, well,
but John,
I'm going to say good night and good luck, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Feel better. It's great to see you again, and again, thanks for donating your time and your goods to the charity. Appreciate it.
Anytime, mate. Anytime. You know, I'm well on side of you guys, and it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, right, and tell Max we all said hello too.
You what? Sorry.
I said, be sure to tell Max that we all said hello as well.
Well, he's here. You can have a quick. You can come on, Max. He's here. Hang on, just
let him say hi to his hero, Owen. Hold on.
There's Owen. There he is.
Hey, buddy, I'm much more disappointing without large amounts of alcohol, and I apologize for any behavior that was. Yeah,
he's actually got an imprint of a football on his head because he got hit in the head by the football tonight, and he's got a bit of a shiner going on.
Man, don't worry about CTE or anything anybody tells you about that. Just you keep doing that, kid.
Gotta go anyway. He needs to be in bed, and I'll probably do as well.
All right, take care, guys.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye. John, diamond in the rough. Again, we're just one of these people that we've just met through this whole process, and he is a trip. He's an absolute trip. So, all right, we've got some draws to get to. I think the last of the people that are joining us as donors has cycled through. Jack Stevenson was going to join us today. Doesn't appear to have worked out. So let's give away his prize, which are 2 of the best, Owen, as you personally know, seats at the Emirates for a home game of your choice. Assuming availability, because we have other people who, because of COVID, still have to select their games. But this is a view that you will not soon forget. Although I don't really remember much from that evening. The view, as you can tell by the look on our faces, the view is just amazing. I mean, that is not zoomed in. That's how close you are. You're about 12 rows back. You can reach out with your left hand, touch the entrance tunnel, and it's just an amazing way to take in an Arsenal game. So, by the way, the last winner, Dylan, is from Pennsylvania, and when he sent in his donation, he sent it in honor of his uncle Robert, who passed away 4 years ago from leukemia. Says he was a bright man, both in intelligence and personality. This cause means a lot to me. And those are the kinds of notes that we're getting from so many people. So I just wanted to point that out, and congratulations again to Dylan. So while I bring up the raffle, I mean, what was your favorite part of those seats? Was it the view? Was it sitting next to me? Was it being adjacent to the press and watching them work? I mean, what was the most thrilling thing for you about those seats?
I actually had my best experience when you were gone to the toilet. I'll be honest with you.
Which was about half of the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, them seats they're an experience within themselves. Regardless of how many games you've been to or how many times you've been at the Emirates, what seats you've sat on, I can guarantee you that there's very, very few seats better than that. I certainly haven't sat in any, so it's as I say, a completely different experience. And yeah, it was good. Friday night game, good atmosphere.
Yeah, the Aston Villa game. I mean, what of all games to be in those kinds of seats close down to the pitch and to the benches, that was a great one. So. Obviously, this is the kind of prize that can't be shipped worldwide. It has to be experienced either in London. Well, it has to be experienced in London, but you don't have to be in London to win it, but you have to be planning on going. So we had 38 entrants for this one. And the winner of the 3rd annual giveaway of these tickets, and thank you so much to Jack for, we paid for them. He doesn't give them away to us, although, and I won't let him give them away to us, but these are being donated to the charity, and the winner is Kushal Ashar. Congratulations to Kushal. I think Kushal actually won something during the 24-hour show as well. He very generously donated to the charity, and he has now won 2 amazing tickets to an Arsenal game, compliments of Jack Stevenson. So I will put the 2 of you guys together to work on dates and specifics if you have plans to come over. So, all right, a few more to go. And before we do those, and I'm sorry, again, this is going a lot longer than I planned, but there's a lot that I want to get in, and these are some thank yous to people. And I don't want to just do this at the end when people are already logging off because they've seen all the prize draws. I want to make sure people hear these. So, first, to thank people that have helped behind the scenes. Jared Carver, first and foremost to you, running the Instagram account. I mean, I just have a mental block when it comes to Instagram. I can't deal with it. I know how to work Twitter. I just suck at it. But, your help on Instagram, your help on retweeting and kind of basically coming to me and say, what do you need? Has been fantastic. And I appreciate your help and look forward to, continuing that in the future. Want to give a shout out to Steven Hernandez from Houston, Texas, who also has reached out and say, how can I be involved? I'll help however I can. He's done that in Houston. He helped me in Orlando online as well. Obviously, people who donated, I'll get to in a minute. People who've helped with promotion. Most of the promotion we've received is in large part thanks to our podcasting friends and people with social media platforms who have given us time and exposure. In no particular order, Tom Canton from the Gooner Talk TV and Football.London, who's one of my longest and strongest friendships in the podcasting world. Danny the GFP, who is the man when it comes to Arsenal podcasts. He's the man who strangely appears, though it's not actual, to be naked in the promotional video. I believe he just was wearing one of those torn off sweatshirts with the sexy, shoulders showing. But he's been supportive and helped us on the Bergkamp Wonderland. Arsenal Fan TV has been helpful and gave me a platform towards the end of the campaign to get the word out there for last minute donations. Highbury Squad, Sophie and Kevin, true friends of the show, incredibly supportive of Gooners versus Cancer, both in promotion, personally behind the scenes, emotionally. I'm proud to have both of them be friends and for their help and their congratulations the very night and the moment that we won the award. Sophie sending me a video crying. I mean, it's just nice to have, support a family like that. Ferguson Trev from Guns and Yellow Ribbons, Craig Scott from Same Old Arsenal, Tanner, Ryan, Rohan, Stan, Glenn from Same Old Arsenal USA, Dan Potts and Lee Judges of Same Old Arsenal and now Lee Judges TV, Mikey Hers, Christian, Kelly, and Sebi from Not Another Arsenal podcast. Obviously, Mikey's been helpful in more than one ways, but special thank you to Elliot Smith of Arsenal Vision. Elliot and I really got to know each other this summer, largely for two reasons. One was an ill-fated, partnership in trying to get his Vegas event launched, the Football Fest launched. We were really looking forward to that, but much like Orlando, that ended up getting completely canceled. But it was still something that led to some funds raised, and others because even though they ended up doing a fundraiser for the Arsenal Foundation, which is another amazing cause, he spent a lot of his time, effort, and his reputation with his listeners promoting our charity as well. So thank you to Elliot and to the team at Arsenal Vision. Arsenal America, David Ziegler, Fredo, Laurie Laker, Tiffany Campo, George Devaney, Jeff Werner, Andrew Schmidt, and all of the branch managers, too many to mention. It's an honor to have your support and your friendship in promoting Gooners versus Cancer. I love and adore each of you, really know you personally and appreciate everything that you do for the charity and to help the cause. And for the 24-hour podcast, all three of you, Andy, I mean, you were with us for what, 24 minutes of the 24-hour podcast?
Hey, you know what?
I know you had a lot
things
going
when
on.
I'm on vacation, but while we're giving out roses, I just want to say, since I'm talking, Mike, you do this whole damn thing, man. And like without you, this is nothing, right? And you don't get enough credit. So from all of us, thank you. I know I can pull more weight. We all can, but you run this thing, dude, and it's incredible what you've created. And it gets bigger every year. So flowers to you, man. I mean, this is incredible.
It gets bigger every year because of you guys and the people. I mean, I don't want to keep throwing stuff at each other. I mean, we could I almost used something that would have been completely inappropriate. Think the wolf from Reservoir Dogs, but yeah, the fact that I have help means a lot to me because you do reach a ceiling with something when it's all you, and it has been, for the most part up until this year, and so that's why I really am spending the time to thank people because I need help. I want help. We do better with help, and I want people to rip things out of my hands because I'm not that great of a delegator. So, I mean, the people that appeared on that podcast, by the way, if you haven't seen it, you can watch it hour by hour, or you can watch the whole 24 hours. But this was an amazing experience to me. All of the podcasters that we've mentioned just about were on it. In addition, Alan Smith, Simon Collins, Chris Wheatley, Mike McDonald, Ryan Fletcher, James Housen, Jake Feinberg was the star of the show, I think. Miami, Chicago, John, JJ Garcia, Mike Scunny and Max from Ars Bros, Gary, aka Don't Waste the Tweet. I've seen him in the chat. John Smythe, James Gunnerblog McNicholas, Andrew Arsblog Mangan, Mark Brindle, Lee Dixon, James Benge, Charles Watts, Perry Groves. If that isn't a cast full of interesting people to hear from and talk to and play games with and all of that, I don't know what is. And I just couldn't believe how it came together. And we will definitely be doing that again next year. We have a high standard to live up to, but hopefully we'll do it again. And you can go to goonersubscribe.com, which is our YouTube webpage, and see any segment of it that you'd like. And then people who have donated items, signed items, hosted in-person fundraisers, people I haven't mentioned yet. Again, Owen, you've done it. If COVID hadn't gotten in the way and stuff, it would have happened again this year through charity fundraiser. Vivek, Andy, again, COVID and circumstances outside of your control have kind of prevented the idea that we've had that you've been planning for years. But the thought is what counts.
So
are you just going to keep telling me that they've postponed it, or
no? So here's so for people who don't know, like I was going to do a charity bike ride this summer. It's 121 miles. It's like 14,000 feet of climbing, go over 3 mountain passes in Colorado, and then COVID stopped it. And then next year they just released like hey, we've got your defer code. You can do it. Literally that day I'm in a wedding, but I got a backup plan. So we're doing it next year, Mike. It's just something different. It's in the works, but
I thought 90% of the
mile,
I thought 90% of the popsicle sales were going to. Okay, well, inside joke. All right, yeah. So, but again, I appreciate that you're willing to do that, and can't wait until it happens. Arsenal Football Club themselves. Michael Hernandez, John, Lee, Allen, Kevin, Perry, Groves, who we're going to get to in just a second, Mark Brindle, Jack Stevenson, and again, the club. Dave Cahill, manager of Ireland's Four Courts. That's our local supporters club pub. They've been amazing. They've not only supported us financially by donating $500 this year and $1,000 the year before that, but they've been the host for our 2021 Day of Giving, which was another event that we did in September on the day of that great North London Derby. And also lastly, the Orlando Gooners, specifically Pamela and Robert, who went out of their way. They didn't have to. They already had a huge task on their hands, planning for an Arsenal visit with a ton of Gooners coming in from all over. Then they had to deal with the after effects of Arsenal not coming and arrange different plans. And all throughout, they kept me highly involved because they wanted to be able to help us raise funds down there. So, truly, truly appreciate that. We had 353 people donate this year, 261 from the States, from 34 states, only 17 not represented. I'm including DC in that. I'm looking at you, Wyoming and North Dakota. I mean, get your act together. This is cancer we're talking about. 92 donations from 14 other countries, including Turkey, Mexico, and that wasn't hers. It was someone else. Colombia, Norway, Sweden, New Zealand, Austria, Wales, Scotland, Netherlands, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Southern Ireland, Eastern Ireland, Ireland, Albion, Accrington, Stanley, and 57 donations from the place where it's coming home in 2022, which is, of course, England. So yeah, thank you to everybody that donated. Andy, for coming up with the podcast idea. I mean, I don't know where you came up with this idea, how you decided to approach me, but ultimately it has evolved through a series of crazy
don't get
events.
us hung over on an airplane together. Crazy shit happens.
Yeah, that plane is responsible for this. And then, of course, the reason that this charity began, which is this man here. That's my father when he was very young. I mean, I'm assuming that's when he was very young. My father, Dr. Eugene Feinberg, who passed away on the 14th of March, 2010, after battling leukemia 3 times in 3 years. He fought as hard as anyone could to be there for his wife, his child, his children, and his many personal and professional admirers. He was a podiatrist, He helped people. He was an auxiliary police officer because he wanted to offer his time to help people. He donated his time and volunteered for multiple charities and for hotlines, anti-suicide hotlines, for people, to people who have been in divorces, as he was. He was there for his family, watched, my son and daughter in their early endeavors. He saw me at a much lighter weight than I ultimately ended up now. But ultimately he succumbed to leukemia, and ever since then I've wanted to try to do something to honor him, and having a platform to do it through Gooners versus Cancer has certainly allowed me to do that. So thank you for bearing with me while I kind of went through some thank yous. And now let's give away the final prizes here. We left some of the best stuff for last. The next prize we're going to draw is, let's start with Alan Smith, since we were talking about him. So here's a message from Alan, who couldn't be here tonight. Oh, that's not a message. That's a picture. Here we go.
Right, just to let you know, the Gooners podcast will soon be making the draw for the Alan Smith retro shirt. And you can choose your desired shirt from the arsenal.com shop. I will sign it with any kind of message that you like, as long as it's clean. But good luck, everybody. The draw will be made very soon.
And in fact, the draw will be made right now.
I do love that he knows the type of people he's dealing with, that he has to specify that the message must be clean for him to write it on the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year, Ian O'Regan won the Alan Smith shirt, which was incredibly poignant because Ian had just lost his son in an accident. Tragic, teenage son. And, months before this. And Ian, Alan Smith was his favorite player, Ian's, and to win that was incredible for him. And he's got a good sense of humor, and he asked Alan to write, I'll never forget our big night together in Bombay or something like that. Love, Alan Smith. And he wrote that, but I think that was pushing the edge. I mean, if it's, if it's FOYS, he might not do that, but all right. So the winner, we had 36 entrants for the Alan Smith signed shirt, and the winner is Ali Hartrick. Ali Hartrick is I believe Nick Mason's partner, Nicholas Mason, who I've been on a trip overseas with, lives in Arlington, Virginia, and bought these raffle tickets at our Day of Giving. So it's great to see Ali win this, the Alan Smith signed shirt. Congratulations to Ali. I will be in touch about getting that out to you. My notes are all over the place now, so bear with me. What have I done? All right, so Smudge is Ali Hartrick. So congratulations to Ali. What do we want to give away next? How about we give away
Mike Hernandez.
Mike Hernandez's prize.
Oh no, it was on about Mike himself.
Oh yeah, there's only one raffle ticket for that, and it was Mike.
No, this got probably the second largest number of tickets, which is which is amazing. This prize, Mike's been donating prizes to the charity, and helping behind the scenes for a few years now, and so Mike donated this, which is a 2-pack, not Tupac, but a 2-pack of kits. Now you can get any 2 kits that you want from the Arsenal store. They can be retro kits, they can be brand new kits, and personalized to your heart's content. Again, I guess whatever the shop will put on there. So that is the prize. We all know what that's worth because we know what new kit kits cost. So thank you again to Mike for donating that. We have 57 entries. And
if I win this, I'm going to get the alphabet put in the back of each of them just to cost them an absolute fortune.
The entire alphabet.
Hey, Mike, you got to take down the picture because we can't see who's winning.
Okay, I thought I had.
And
Sorry.
I thought your middle name was Integrity.
It is Integrity. It's not technology, though. All right. The winner of the 2 kits donated by Mike Hernandez, Jerry Riedel. Jerry Riedel. Congratulations, Jerry, on your victory of the 2 kits. So we have that. There's one page of these notes that I am missing, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. All right, so kits, Jerry Riedel. Thank you. All right, the next one I'm going to give away is something I think was criminally underbid on. And I don't know if people, it's something that requires you to be in London, so I kind of understand it. But the Perry Groves experience. The Perry Groves experience involves being in London, going on a group tour where Perry Groves is the legend that leads the tour. And at the end of the tour, he will go out to a pub with you and have a couple beers and presumably talk about the Tuesday Club, talk about his time at the Arsenal. And if there's anyone in Arsenal history that I would want to sit with and hear about crazy stories and have beers with, it's Perry Groves. So
was it when he was on? This was on the 24-hour pod. I think he started talking about this and his willingness to just go out with whoever wins it, get beers, hang out. And it was right after he got done telling an amazing story about, him and Rocky Rocastle back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
so
he
really is a very cool prize.
This was given away last year as well. It was an idea he came up with last year and then repeated again on this podcast. And Mark Mertz won it last year, who also won the pair of tickets to go over. And so later this year, he's going to go cash in on both of those. But I can't wait to hear how it goes because Perry is an absolute trip. And he was on our 24-hour podcast. So if you want to see him weave some great stories, you can go back and watch that segment. The winner of the Perry Groves experience, as we call it, is Neil Gargis. So Neil Gargis has won the Perry Groves experience. And let's see if we can learn anything about Neil. Neil is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and generously donated to us back in May. So congratulations to Neil. The earlier you donate to the charity, by the way, the more chances you have to win, because every time you donate, we enter you in the thing you're donating for and into the main raffle. So some people are actually winning prizes for the second time because they donated early, and that's what we try to do. There's Mark in the chat, and I can't wait to hear how that goes. So the rest, I believe, that we have are signed kits. And we have 2 more signed kits from players and 1 team signed kit. So let's start off with the signed kit from Lee Dixon. Again, same deal. We get him the shirt. It could be any of the ones you choose. These are the 3 that generally come in the Arsenal shop. But you can pick which one. You can pick what you want him to write on it, and that he will do that. And as Lee has told us on our show, he's become a packing expert when it comes to shipping and mailing things overseas and other areas. So bear with me here while I get that one up. And thank you to Owen for joining us and sticking around a little bit longer than he had intended to. It's almost midnight where he is, so understand him having to drop off. Okay, the winner of we're going for Lee Dixon here. Lee Dixon signed shirt is Mark Mertz. Mark, Talk about luck. Well, it's not luck, it's generosity. Mark Mertz, just heard from him in the chat. He has now added to his collection of experiences. He's added a Lee Dixon signed shirt, which you should have hopefully within the next 4 to 6 weeks. I'd love it to come in time for Christmas. Not quite sure that can happen at this point, but Mark, congratulations. Give us a wave or feel free to come join us if you want to at GoonerOpenMic.com. That goes for you too, Tom. But congratulations on that. I'm really thrilled to see you get that up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I think we have 2 more prizes to go, and we're going to get to those right now. First, we have a message from the donor of this prize, and that is super Kevin Campbell.
Hey guys, we're about to pick the winner of the Kevin Campbell retro shirt on the Gooners podcast, Gooners vs Cancer. And listen, the retro shirt, you can choose your own from arsenal.com, the shop. Choose whichever retro shirt you want me to sign, and I will personally message it for you. Okay? Listen, all the best, and I wish you all well. Take good care.
Super Kev, getting closer to statue status with Arsenal. His play at Arsenal was great. He was part of one of the greatest Arsenal teams of all time. His career speaks for himself, but what he's done for this club, not posthumously, but from career posthumously, is post-career wise, is
post-playing career, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he has done more for connecting people and connecting with the fan base and connecting the past to the present of the fan base than any single person in our club has ever done. And he's just really starting to get the love that he deserves. So,
and one of the most positive people you will ever run into in the social media landscape. Like, yeah, I'm sure everybody does follow him. If you don't, you should. He's incredible on Twitter and everything else he's involved in.
And yeah, Jared, it's not positivity in the sense of, oh, I think everything's fine with Arsenal. He's honest when it comes to Arsenal. He tends to be positive and supportive, but not when it isn't warranted, but positive as far as life is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, the message he sends out and the things he tries to do for people. And that's why every club he's ever been to, including Everton, West Brom, they all absolutely love him. And so this was actually a very highly sought out prize, 36 entrants, a lot of big entries put on this one. And the winner of the Kevin Campbell signed kit, Jimmy Herrera. Congratulations, Jimmy. I will be in touch with you. Jimmy is, Jimmy's out of Morgan Hill, California. Surprised that we haven't had more foreign winners on this one. We certainly had some earlier this summer, but maybe we'll get a grand prize winner from over there. So Jimmy Herrera, congratulations on winning the Kevin Campbell shirt. And then last but not least, I'm just going to keep the screen shared so that we go to the final prize, which is a 2020 to 2021 Arsenal shirt. It's hard to see there, but it's signed by the entire first team. There's a signature guide, certificate of authenticity. This was provided to us by Arsenal Football Club themselves. Always very generous to provide this to us. So the winner of the Arsenal team signed shirt with 161 entries is Barry O'Brien. Barry O'Brien has won the shirt. Congratulations to Barry. And that pretty much takes us to the end of the winners. Barry is from Longwood, Florida. Donated to us in the early bird raffle in May as well. So we got a lot of winners from the early bird raffle. So congratulations to Barry. Congratulations to everybody that entered, that plans to enter for the other, for the other items, and just makes my day to be able to give these prizes out to everybody and to such a wide variety of people. So thank you so much for doing that. And of course, if you didn't win anything this year, there's always next year and the year after that and the year after that. Yeah, congratulations to all the winners. In the next couple of years, the future of Gooners versus Cancer, like I said, I want it to be football versus cancer, and I'm getting started on that very soon. I've got some ideas, and I welcome others on how to get partnerships with other football clubs and football club media organizations, podcasts, and whatnot to try to see whether this can be replicated and kind of put together for the betterment of the cause altogether. If you'd like to get involved, if you have ideas of how to raise money in your own area, nothing makes us more successful and grow quicker than if you say, oh, I've got an idea and I can help raise a larger amount of money than I could just put in myself by putting people together and doing something such as Owen doing a charity football match, what John's doing for his charities, John Smythe. Please get involved. You can reach us at Gooners V Cancer on Twitter and on Instagram, or at admin@GoonersVCancer by email. And that's all I've got to say. Anything else, Jared or Andy or Christine, anything else you want to add? We can bring you back on if you want to.
Yeah, I would start out by saying thank you, of course, to everyone who donated this year. Thank you to everyone who donated the prizes. Everyone who was in the chat tonight, it was great to see a lot of familiar faces and people who have followed Gooners versus Cancer throughout the year and really take part in a lot of the events we do. And then, of course, Christina, huge thank you to you. It's great to finally put, a face to the name of, who we deal with LLS all year. And we greatly appreciate you coming on and kind of letting people know what their donations go towards and all the good work you guys do. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah, thank you guys very much for letting me be a part of this event tonight, and also that I'm a part of the Gooners family. So thank you for all that you do for raising funds. Does not go unnoticed. So
you are, and we're going to start making you get up early, crack of dawn on Saturday mornings to watch games, so that you're going to know what's going on. But
I get familiarized with the sport. I need.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. I'll give you summaries. But thank you again, Christina. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Jared. Thank you, Mikey, hers, and Owen for everything that you do. And again, don't forget, Gooners V Cancer is still alive with the jersey of all possible jerseys, and we'd love to see that raffle hit 500 entries and get picked sooner rather than later. So, with that said, I'm gonna play us out with the interview that I gave after the Football Content Awards. It just kind of puts a final statement on why we do this and why it's great to get the recognition. But come on, you Gooners.
Special award now, best charitable campaign. How does it feel to get your hands on this FCA?
Absolutely honored, shocked. I did not expect this at all. Charity is something that's very important to me. This goes back to the loss of my father due to cancer, and the support that we've gotten for Gooners versus Cancer has been amazing. And it's been for 5 years kind of an Arsenal-related charity, and we hope that this will become a football-related charity, because cancer and blood cancers know absolutely no loyalties. They know no football clubs. They know no crests. It affects everybody, and I'm just thrilled to win this for recognition for what this is all about. And it's absolutely mind-blowing.
Quite right. Cancer does not discriminate against any club player. We saw the sad news yesterday, David Brooks of Bournemouth being diagnosed with cancer. So are you hoping this is a trend that catches on with more football clubs and, as you say, just becomes a more football-wide movement?
Absolutely. The money that is raised is going to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, which not only is working towards finding a cure for cancers, for blood cancers, but also supporting families like David Brooks's, like mine when my father was diagnosed, and like so many others that are dealing with this illness, and they need that help. And I've been touched by so many people that have told me about their personal stories. I've got my personal story. Everyone's touched by this awful disease, and I hope that 10 years from now we can say that is no longer the case. But this is just an amazing recognition, and I hope that it helps bring more attention to how important this is.
Well, we all owe you a lot. I think I speak for everyone when I say it absolutely well deserved. Please keep doing what you're doing and enjoy the